What is Azathoth? In a world where in the physical universe, all dimensions beyond the regular three can be accessed through reflections from special mirrors on Earth, we are told that every example of space is merely an infinitesimal slice of a larger, higher dimensional space up into the reachless heights of archetypal infinity. Think of our universe like a single frame in a film reel, while the higher dimensions are the projector itself, always there, always moving, yet never visible until you step beyond the frame itself. But these dimensions aren't in reference to parallel universes, but rather another axis on top of the normal length, width, and height, like the difference between a comic and the real world. Just as a character on a page can never look up and see the hand of its creator, we in our three dimensions can naturally perceive the architectonic layers above us, yet there's a place where all dimensions align and all thoughts meet into one dream. The dreamlands, a place only accessible through sleep and dreaming, transcends this universe entirely. This place is beyond matter, time, and space, as beings of higher and lower dimensions can perceive and comprehend each other here. Imagine having a realm where a two-dimensional square can stand beside a fourth-dimensional hypercube and somehow impossibly understand it. That's the law-defying nature of the Dreamlands. In one instance, a character named Karanes traveled to the Dreamlands and met a gas cloud being, where it told him that he is currently beyond what he calls infinity, and that he must be from the universe where matter, energy, and gravity exist. To beings of that world, our physics is not a law, but a limitation, the training wheels of reality that they have long since abandoned. Hypnos, a god in the Dreamlands, along with the narrator of the story, want to see what lies beyond this world. They travel up through the Dreamlands in such a way that cannot be described and has no distinct and defined existence, only being able to describe the experience as soarings or plungings. No words exist to define the journey. It's not up, down, or sideways, but an alien trajectory, like falling through geometry itself. Both the narrator of the story and Hypnos travel up through immeasurable layers, with each one seeming like a dream to the last, beyond all thought and entity, with Hypnos believing he has the power to rule over everything in existence at this point and could control the destiny of all living things, seeing perceptions of infinity that filled them with joy until they reach it, the final layer, the last barrier, the last one. This barrier isn't a wall but a concept, an endless boundary described as being the entire distance of everything they've traveled compressed into one impossible threshold. Hypnos alone travels past this final barrier, as the narrator of the story is unable to and is sent back to the waking world. When Hypnos returns, he described as what he saw as horrific beyond comprehension, begging the narrator to never fall asleep again. Years later, Hypnos couldn't fight it anymore and falls into a deep sleep, where he never wakes up again, being bathed in a horrible red gold light and turning into a statue. But his death changed the narrator's entire life, as if it was like Hypnos was erased from existence, as nobody believed that he ever existed at all, as if the universe itself rejected his memory, rewriting history as if he was never there. But what did he see beyond that final barrier? He saw the court of Azathoth, the last amorphous blight of nethermost confusion that blasphemes and bubbles at the center of all infinity, in unhallowed pits where dreams cannot reach. The boundless demon Sultan sits at the center of infinity, as boundless beings dance around him to the horrific playing of a demonic flute. The sound isn't melody but raw chaos, the primordial vibration that holds the entire universe together. As Azathoth sits at the center, Lord of all, just going there can cause boundless beings to lose their mind and ultimately die. After hearing the stories of Hypnos, Randolph Carter wanted to see what he saw as he falls asleep and travels to the Dreamlands. One of the gods takes Randolph Carter up through the Dreamlands, and he thinks he's going to see the great old ones, beings like Cthulhu, but he couldn't be more wrong. As he transcends layer by layer, he realizes that he's been tricked. Realizing where he's really going, he jumps off and plunges through the infinite hierarchy, reaching the waking world before reaching the final barrier. But he decides to try it again. Falling asleep and reaching the dreamlands, he begins plunging up the hierarchy, reaching the final barrier and crossing it. With only 3 humans since time began ever being able to reach it, and 2 of them lost their minds. As for every infinite dreamer, only one in eternity survives. One of these survivors was obsessed with higher dimensions. He believed that certain angles, when aligned perfectly, could act as gateways to other dimensions. At night, his mind searched beyond the ordinary. He didn't dream of landscapes, but curves and equations spiraling into infinity. Night after night, Gilman was dragged into these dreams. He felt himself being pulled by black gulfs of space, racing along impossible angles. Sometimes he landed on alien worlds beneath cold suns. Other times he hovered in a void where flutes shrieked for eternity. As the dreams deepened, he began plunging into a hierarchy, and there he reached the final barrier. Crossing it, he stood at the face of the ultimate horror, the court of Azathoth. There he heard the piping of the accursed flutes and felt the nuclear chaos at the heart of infinity. His mind shattered, and when he returned to the waking world, his body was found torn by rats. His life ended, as no human eyes were meant to see what he saw. But Carter was different. He was able to survive. Randolph Carter had the same feeling as Hypnos, as if he was the god of everything below him. But when Carter crossed the final barrier and looked out into the void, seeing chaos itself, his mind didn't shatter, and his eyes were able to see everything. A god in Azathoth's court tells Randolph Carter that there exists a place beyond this. Carter's mind begins to race, as he can't believe that anything in existence could possibly be beyond this. Azathoth is the god above everything, in a place where not even infinity and dreams can reach. The god tells Randolph Carter that he's right. Everything is below Azathoth, all but one. What's up guys, it's Divine. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. And if you want to sponsor a video just like this one, I have my Cash App linked in the description where you can sponsor your very own video. And thank you guys so much for 300,000 subscribers. You guys really are the best. We're on the road to 1 million, so this is just the beginning. So if you're new, welcome to the family. But let me know what you guys thought of this video. I really enjoyed making it. And make sure you guys go check out the Azathoth video to see the part 2 of this one. But again, thank you guys so much for your support. Love you guys. See ya.